To connect with nature, you must know yourself. So, a lot of us think that we know ourselves, but we have to start from kind of the ground up. We have to learn the borders of our experiences and the behavior of our mind, which is naturally a little bit more unique from the next mind. If you don't want to keep a journal, that's fine, but at least keep mental note of these things that I'm going to talk about, and then we'll get to the connected with nature part. So, notice whenever you have a craving or a hunger, whenever you're hungry, whenever you're very hungry or just a little bit hungry, and notice the variations between your thoughts and the sensations in your body. Whenever you're hungry, notice what kind of thoughts go through your head. Notice the alertness of your mind, and notice what you crave in particular. And notice while you're eating how that slowly changes, how your thinking slowly changes, how the sensations of your body slowly change, and how where there was once, notice the slow transition from one state to another. Notice where there was once, craving, that feeling that you want to satisfy this hunger. Notice that void that's created where that agitation was as you slowly start to fill yourself. Notice how your thinking changes. What do you focus on? What are the sensations of the taste? Get to know your body in this way. If you crave sex, a cigarette, alcohol, something like that, notice the behavior of your mind when you have these cravings. Notice, is it a circle? Do you keep on going back to the same thoughts? Does it always seem to rotate? You start at one thought, you think about it being satisfied, then you come back to the beginning. How does your brain particularly operate when you have a craving? And how big is the void left when that craving is satisfied and gone? It's almost like there's a hole, right? How big is that hole? You can figure out how big your craving is and how agitated your mind is by noticing the variations between a state of craving or hunger and a state of satiation. There we go. Notice the variations and notice how your mind operates during this process. It's good to keep a journal of how your emotions are, but before satisfying a craving or a hunger, and how your emotions are after. What's your mood like? How do you feel? And how does your mind operate when it's satiated? What kind of thoughts do you think? What kind of sensations does your body regularly go into? Some people feel colder because their stomach's operating more. Some people feel a warmth. Understand that everybody has their own internal language. Map yours out. Figure out what your body responds to and how, and what your brain and your mind responds to and how. Self-awareness with little things like that, emotions, your body's behavior, your mind's behavior, little things like that, learning your specific self is important for connecting all between those little boundaries, piercing those little boundaries and the little boundaries of someone else or something else. And in this case, nature, something like a tree. So I have this practice of now when I offer something to La Saline, I let it sit there for a day, and then I walk at night between midnight and 3 a.m. I walk with this plate and the silverware, and I walk to a nearby wooded park. And there's a specific tree that I go to. And I place all of the food beneath the tree. I take the utensils, of course. I just leave food, nothing else, no trash, at the base of this tree. And after I say, back to nature. On the way there, I sing appropriate songs for La Saline. You can do this with your own gods and spirits, or just certain prayers on the way there to that spirit. But then when you get to the tree, you say, back to nature, put the food, scrape it off the dish to the base of the tree. And then look at the tree, look at the moon, breathe in the wind, and then Notice all the little sensations. The whole way there, try to just observe nature. Try not to fill your head with too many other things. Notice how the air smells. Notice the temperature. Notice how your skin and the hairs on your skin respond to the temperature. And look at the moon. Look at the sky. Gaze up. Take in all the sensory information that we usually miss. When you go about your day, look around, see how many people look at the sky, look at the leaves, look at the grass. It's not just people looking at their phones. That makes it too modern. People who don't look at their phones still just look ahead or look at the ground. They don't notice what's around them. I think this was the case going very, very far back. It didn't happen just with cell phones. We get so trapped up in here. We get so wrapped up in human things to do. Responsibilities, memories, hopes, even hopes for the next meal, hope for seeing somebody, or expectations, worries. All these things are like a little carousel with all these different animals going in a circle in our head. And it's so bright because these things compose our human experience, but so rarely do we just look around. Look at the grain of bark of the side of buildings. Look up at the sky and the clouds. We have to be able to tell where those boundaries are so that we can pierce them and move between places, between our internal world and our external world. Noticing the little sensations and the details of your world will help you, but you have to help. What helps is to map out your internal world and notice the external. So when I walk to this tree, try to notice all the little things of nature. So I get to the tree, as I said, place the food at the bottom, and I place my hand upon the bark of the tree. Now, this next part, it's useful if you kind of get some meditation practice to make this part make more sense. But as I place my hand on this tree, my sense of awareness is usually in my body, usually in the breath. It's really good. Meditation helps you realize how much your sense of awareness can just be in your body and how much it is in your body. The sense of awareness that I have in my chest, in my breath, and even to my mind, but my mind's just on the periphery during this exercise. That sense of awareness, I take it, it's almost like visualization, but using feeling, not visualizing anything, not with like pictures, but you're taking that awareness within yourself and you move it into the tree and into the roots and into the root system beneath the tree, beneath the trunk. It takes practice, and you're gonna think like you're just faking it at the beginning. But over time, you might be able to displace your awareness and place it in something else, move down the trunk and go into the root system. And you might just keep on trying to put these sensations in waves and see how far you can get before it feels before you lose concentration, but just try to keep on waves of feeling down the tree trunk and into the root system. Over time and through practice, you'll start to be able to feel the root system, where the roots are at, how the tree really grips the earth in a way that's really foreign to us. It's almost like trees are aware of earth, but not just their section of the earth, but all of the whole earth. It almost feels like their roots are hyper aware of the sphere of the earth, and they're just always holding it. Now, physically, yes, but their awareness, it's like every tree, especially big ones, even small ones, has an awareness of the whole earth, but it's fuzzy. It's not like a clear awareness like a human thought, but it's like a fuzzy awareness, yet a circumference of the earth that they're aware of through their roots. I didn't originally know this, and I didn't get this from anywhere, but that's what I've experienced over time doing this practice, is that they know the earth in a way, they feel the earth in a way that we don't. Because they're a different kind of being, of course, different kind of soul, different kind of progress, but their awareness is so much bigger than I expected. It's humbling, actually. And it's so strange to know how big the earth is, but to still feel it as a sphere, as a ball in a weird, I guess, plant-like way. It's pretty remarkable, but keep on trying to connect to nature by try with trees. Trees are the easiest. I wouldn't say they're the easiest, but I think grass has a different kind of awareness, and its root system isn't as deep. And I'm not sure if like something like grass or like smaller plants are as aware of the whole circumference of the earth. I haven't connected with them in the same way, but yeah. And when you're in there, when your energy is external from your body, in the ground, in the tree, and then into the ground, and feeling the earth, eventually, this will take practice, and might do it a little bit every night if you want to give it a shot. A few minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And I just close my eyes and I place my hand. It's all about feeling. It's not even necessarily about visualizing. The pictures in your head can help. But while you're doing this and trying to extend your energy, understand that you're going into another form of energy. This tree is alive. Think of it as a friend that you're sharing energy with, almost like a lover or something like that. That you're placing your energy into it, your awareness into it, and sharing its awareness for a time before slowly bringing it back into yourself. It's hard to describe these things, but I think this is the best way I can describe it. But after you develop this internal awareness and able to extend it into a tree's awareness and it becoming like a friend because you're sharing awarenesses with it, slowly bring your awareness back into yourself, and then slowly take your hand off the tree, off the bark, and notice the texture of the bark the entire time as well. Your whole sensory world, all these things help break barriers because you're noticing something else, not just yourself. We're always noticing ourselves. Well, not in those little tiny details that I mentioned earlier, because we miss those. We're always like in between in our mind, away from actual experience. But take your hand off the tree, and I just say thank you. But say it from your heart and mean it. And then walk away and don't look back for that night. Anyway, it takes understanding ourselves, it takes self-awareness to connect to nature. I think noticing how we think and our mood, our emotions, and the weird borders between craving and being satiated. It seems so base, but so much of our world is this in so many different ways. It ties us to experience, need, and satisfied need. It takes self-awareness and understanding yourself to connect to nature. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button down there. It really helps out the channel, and feel free to leave a comment. At any rate, I hope that all of you try this practice, and more importantly, I hope that all of you have a wonderful day.